All righty. Can you all hear me? Good evening. I am sitting out here. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. I forgot to turn my mic on.
Okay.
You have
Let
that
me go
beautiful
turn.
view that gives
Yeah.
me such a wonderful feeling.
Let me go turn the volume down inside here. I got it way too loud. So, good evening, Louise.
How are you, Sean?
Outstanding. Out sitting.
How has your day been?
Uh, Kind of busy. I didn't realize it was this late already. So,
Oh my gosh. You remember me telling you about where when I think of pinnacle moments where I am and how I feel?
mm-mm,
You don't?
no. I mean,
Okay.
I remember, but the side of a mountain.
Yeah, yeah.
And,
Well, it was actually, yes, it was in the middle of a small village at the top of a mountain. But at any rate, with the range and it's with all the alpine range surrounding us, and and that's when when there would be times in our morning meditations and things where go to a place, and that's my place. And man, let me tell you what I'm looking at right now, and what you're looking at is a very close second.
oh, wow.
It
Very
really
cool.
is. There's something I have I have a video that I play periodically of when we were there. I was just taking a video. And the other thing that I love to play is the recording of the rain in the glam tent.
Yes.
That spectacular. Anyway, there are just I just wanted to thank you for that. That if I didn't know you, if things hadn't come together, I mean, I'm so happy about that. And I actually thought of this view when I did my first Faceless live today. It was so weird.
Your first facelift live? What did you do?
Faceless, faceless. That means it's not me.
Oh, faceless. Okay.
I don't know what you call it. And I thought, well, let's just try it and see what it's like.
And
I
what
felt
was it
like a
like?
tour guide. I was it was fine. Um but somehow I didn't feel like I was talking to anyone. Does that sound weird?
It's it
I mean, you
does.
always see my face, but I don't feel like I'm talking to me.
Right.
So, but I'd heard this amazing podcast. Um, I just happened on it on a walk. Mel Robbins, and she was talking about flowers. She's kind
Mm-hmm.
of a flower freak, and then she said, "I have got science about how flowers affect you. I have I have how it affects you neurologically." And I'm like, I'm in, and it was amazing. It was amazing how they've been able to measure the effects of just cut flowers in where you can see them. I mean, they're cut, just cut flowers, and how it changes the the I think she said vibration. It changes the vibration, the energy of the person who even sees them in the peripheral vision.
Oh yeah,
And
absolutely.
and she has a flower garden. She doesn't have a vegetable garden, doesn't interest her. She has flowers, and she has cut flower. She does it for cut flowers, and she loves to give flowers, and flowers were her are her jam. But then I think she got more excited, the science of it. which completely shifted me because I have my old story, and it's not so old, is oh, I don't grow flowers. I can't grow flowers. They all die on me. And to the point where this Mother's Day, I got preserved roses, beautifully preserved roses, but they're undestructible. They started off as a real live rose. And that's what my daughters gave me because Mom, this is the only thing that's going to last. And I felt bad because I love giving flowers.
Cool. So tomorrow you go get a potted plant and you take care of it.
I'm going to do that. My tour today on my Faceless Live to was showing I couldn't help. There were all these flowers as I was walking. Little flowers for the blackberries that are, I mean, there are gonna be so many blackberries. I'm so happy right on our driveway. And then some poppies that are growing in a neighbor's area, a new area that they just started. Anyway, it was very cool. And then I did a whole thing using ChatGPT about poppies and personal development.
I love it.
It was really cool.
That's excellent.
Anyway, so day three,
How can I help you build your
consistency.
business? How can I help you get to $1,000 a week?
Uh, I'm I guess is I am working at building my list, but I'm not doing well at all.
Okay, so
And
let's change that. Stop saying it and
okay,
let's change it.
well, that's foreign to me.
Okay, so say it differently. Say it positively.
I'm becoming better and better at building my list.
Excellent. So what's some techniques that you've tried that haven't worked?
The reaching out to people that I already know. I think there's like maybe 11.
Okay.
and
So do you
and
have a trip route?
and
Do
I
you have
don't
something?
and the what I needed to ask was I think the content of the email needs work.
Okay, but that's to the people who are already on the list.
Yes.
What's your tripwire?
Okay, that's a foreign
You what,
word to me.
what's your lead magnet? What's the thing you're going to give away when you do your Facebook faceless live? Say, hey, listen, for more on um, uh, poppies and leadership, reach out to me, and I've got 7 more tips to share with you. Has anybody liked your video?
One person so far.
Excellent. So reach out to them, click on them. You can click on the hearts and the this, that, and the other. Click on it and say, hey, listen, I have 7 more tips. Just send me your email and I'll send them to you.
Wow. Who knew that? It's the okay. All right. I thought you roll your eyes.
Yep.
I can do that. And okay, cool.
So type in, so when you go into ChatGPT, type in there, say, I need you to respond as a marketer, as a world-class marketer, and give me 7 tips that is valuable enough for somebody to give me their email address. And then what you can do is when you create a bunch of those 7 tips on Poppy and leadership, 7 tips on homeschooling and leadership, 7 tips on whatever it
Pinnacle
is,
moments.
7 tips on homeschooling and pinnacle moments, 7 tips on poppies and pinnacle moments, 7 tips on walking and pinnacle moments, 7 tips on, and then you always give 3 tips. And even after you do the live, you put the first post, the first comment, and pin it and say, for the other 4 tips, reach out to me and just drop your email here or private message me with your email and I'll send you the other 7, the other 4.
And is that how often should I be doing that in a day?
Oh, in a day you could to go build your list, do it two or three times. And then after a week, 'cause
with
if you do
different
it,
posts?
yep, if you do it twice, if you do two new posts a day, then so you've got 14 posts. And if you did two new posts the second week, you got 28 posts. You don't need any more. You just recycle those. You
Okay,
just
that's
recycle the lead magnets and just tell a little different story about the lead magnet. But you got 28 pieces of content.
Okay, Sean, can you say that one more time?
and then it's okay. The repo. Oh, well, let me do the
Okay,
28,
so
and
we'll
then
go
I'll
through it.
talk
We'll
to you
go through
about
it. So
repost.
so
Yeah.
let's say you do 2 weeks, 5 days a week. That's
Oh,
5
5.
times 2 is 10.
Okay.
So you do 2 posts, one in the morning, one in the afternoon. You do afternoon pinnacle moments. How do you find your pinnacle moment in the afternoon? Most people are raring to go in the morning, but 3 o'clock they get that I'm like in a ditch. So pinnacle moment. So here's you ready for your 28 topics?
Yep.
Okay, so pinnacle moment in the morning, pinnacle moment in the afternoon, pinnacle moment for sleep, right? So, and then pinnacle moment for homeschooling, pinnacle moment for events, pinnacle moments for masterminds, pinnacle moment for family gatherings, pinnacle moment for daycare moms, pinnacle moment for elementary school moms,
Even though I wasn't okay.
pinnacle moment for teens, moms with teens, pinnacle moment for speaking, pinnacle moment for note taking, for reading a book, for gardening, pinnacle moment for gardening.
I'm going to have to develop that skill. How about for menu preparation?
Sure.
Oh, you got my brain going now.
Pinnacle moment after the pinnacle moment. My mindset for pinnacle moment. How do you set your mind for pinnacle moment? The obvious pinnacle moment. So what you do is you ask ChatGPT for ones that you really love, say give it 12 or 13, try to do an odd number. Give me 13, 14, 16, 15. Give me 15 ideas, bullet points on pinnacle moments. And you say, hey, listen, I got a list of 15 here. I got a list of 7 here. And I only got time to give you 3. So get ready to give me your email address. I'll send you I'll send you all 7 of them written out. I'll send them to you in an email. Just drop your email in the chat or DM me and put what the pinnacle moment is that you want to receive. And you can put a list of pinnacle moments. You can list all your pinnacle moments and say, hey, listen, I'm willing to send you 2. Drop your email. Tell me which 2. And now you've got 28, 30, 50 pieces of content. You don't need to go create anymore. It doesn't have to be new every time. Nobody's heard the last 50 that you've done. I know that because you got 3 likes. Right? So they're not hearing it. You got to get you got to keep just saying it over and over and over. For 2,000 years, they've read out of the same Bible. If it's okay for them, I think it'll probably work for me.
All right. This I have shifted from dread to excitement.
Pinnacle moment from dread to excitement. Write it down. And just speak about it. And listen, the more you guys use the third party pain in your neck. I was on a call the other night and I was on a mentorship call, and I like to be early. I was the first one on. Boy, I don't know if I'll be the first one on again because I got my butt kicked. This guy, and you don't ever say the name because you want people to go, who? Right? And I showed up and I said, man, I love your view. He lives on a ranch and he's got this beautiful lake view that I've been to and again, you're mumbling all of the credibility. I've been to his ranch and I stayed in this glamping tent. It was the most amazing experience. But anyways, let me get on to these pinnacle moments of dread to excitement. He keeps telling me, how many of you, and then you ask the question, anytime you're about to go give a fact, it would serve you well to ask the question that makes that fact valid or valuable. How many of you drop an M in the chat if you've ever been told to grow your email list? Oh my gosh. I got on and he asked me, so how's your email list going? And I said, not so good. And he just lit into me and asked me about tripwires and lead magnets. I didn't know anything about that, but I promise you in 15 minutes, I knew all I needed to know about tripwires and lead magnets. Now, all of a sudden, you're putting everybody in the same spot you were in just 2 minutes ago, right? You can say, I had to do this live. I had to get it off my chest. They say the early bird gets the worm. The early bird also gets their ass kicked.
That's true.
Right? This is all about the story. And the story,
Yes,
if you
it's
tell a good
beautiful.
story, you put them in a good state. I got to turn this around so you guys can see this.
So I don't have to I don't have to worry about time.
Time what?
I mean, about how long I mean, it shouldn't be too long, but do I have to worry about it being 3 minutes or, I mean, I'm telling you, this is the newbie talking.
What has to be 3 minutes or 2 minutes?
I mean,
or what?
my is this going to be just words or is this going to be a live that I'm doing?
It's going to be a live. It could be a live.
Okay.
It could be a post. It could be a post. I would do a live.
Okay. And do I have to worry about the length of the live is what I'm talking about.
Talk as long as it takes to get them to give you your email.
Okay.
Hold on.
It's beautiful, Sean. Makes you homesick.
I'm coming. How's that sunset? Isn't that gorgeous?
It is gorgeous.
Had to get another battery charger. Okay. So does that help, Louise?
Very much. Thank you.
So let's practice. Right? Ready to take it to the next level? Ah, crap. Here's a pinnacle moment. So give me the standard script, regardless of the pinnacle moment you're talking about. So how are you going to, if you're going to do a lead magnet giveaway, tripwire, give me your email live, what's it going to sound like?
What is it? What?
What's it going to sound like? So you turn on the phone, you click live. I'm going live. What do you say? Okay, you just click live. What do you say? Sounds good
Well,
so far.
I
Keep going.
usually start with a question.
Okay,
And my
what
question
did I
would be,
just say? What did I just say? What does it
What's that?
sound like? I don't give me the details. Go.
oh, okay.
Go. You
Well,
push
it
live,
sounds
go.
like how many of you have ever showed up early to an event and been the first one there and the only one there? So you're the target.
Okay, so that doesn't that how excited am I now that so it
Yeah, I
sounds like
mean, you're like, I'm out of here.
so how do we upgrade that? What do we say to somebody? What does somebody really want? Hey, listen, have you ever been to an event and you're the first one there and you're like, man, if I could just get some one-on-one time. If I could just, man, and you're, could you imagine if you showed up to a Tony Robbins event and you were the first one there and he's like, hey, what do you want to talk about? Wouldn't y'all just freak out? One of my mentors operates in that world. And I showed up to a live and I was early because he's not normally early because he's so busy. And I'm not sure if I'll ever do it again. I mean, it was all good. It was all good. Here, let me cut to the end. I learned how to create 48 pieces of content for my niche in about 8 minutes. If you'd all like to learn that, stay tuned.
Yeah, actually, you use some trigger words there. I hear a lot. The content,
Mm-hmm.
email, I learned how to create 48 pieces of content in 8 minutes to build my email list. Am I excited? I am excited. I was not when I started.
Yeah. And always kind of put yourself in their shoes. Say, I don't, right there. I don't know about you, but man, I felt like I was getting run over by a bus. And you have some fun with it. And again, this is practice. So in the beginning, say your name just because you're going to be building new people, right? Hey, everybody, it's Louise Cole, your pinnacle moment mistress, your pinnacle moment mastermind, your pinnacle moment homeschool mom. Listen, y'all ever want to have you ever meet somebody and you're like, man, if I could just pick their brain. There's a big difference between picking your brain and getting your ass kicked. I got both yesterday. I got both the other day. Here's the thing. I know he's going to do it, and I still show up. Stop, Beamish. I love you. Stop. Leave your boo-boo alone. Leave your boo-boo alone. Look at that sky. Look at that. Isn't it? Yeah. Gorgeous.
That's a reflection of what's happening behind you.
That's what I'm looking at out over the lake.
Wow. That's amazing.
That is pretty cool.
We had a beautiful sunset today too. Now we have a huge moon out there.
Aw.
Huge
Oh yeah,
rain.
you're a little farther east coast.
Yeah.
What is it, Fee? Say hello. Say hi, Fee. Hey, Fee. So let's go
Thank you,
again.
Sean.
Take
That's
two. Go.
Sorry, take two.
Take two.
Oh,
Yeah.
you're not gonna. Oh man.
How happy is everybody else? There's
I'm sure they have things to talk about. I'm sure of it.
that's okay, but this really gets it set in when you're like under complete like absolute
Well, they love me anyway, so that's good too.
Well, I don't know, but let's go.
Okay, hey everyone, it's Louise Cole here. Your pinnacle moment. I don't know what I am.
Yep.
Let me do that again.
Your pinnacle moment mentor.
Hey everyone, it's Louise Cole here, your pinnacle moment mentor. Have you ever shown up at an event and you were really excited because your favorite person is going to be there? You can't wait to hear him talk, and you're the only one, and you're thinking, boy, if I could get some time, maybe in a private group with him, that would be so awesome. And there you are, face to face, just you. And he says, hey, how can I help you? And you don't know what to say. The next
I about
thing
swallowed my tongue.
it was, yeah, I thought I was going to choke, but I couldn't waste the moment. So I let him know I was having a little bit of difficulty here, there, and everywhere. And within 8 minutes, it had to do with email lists. Within 8 minutes, I had 48 pieces of content. I had a plan. I learned about you know what a tripwire is? Do you even understand content? Well, I didn't, but I did in 8 minutes. So if you want to know about what I learned, I'm happy to share. Here's a couple of things. Give me here that are right here, blah, blah, blah. Just drop me a comment. Let me know that you're interested. And then in a
Okay,
DM, I don't know.
but it's so
I
much
go
better,
from here.
right? Wouldn't it
What's
much
that?
better?
I felt good, yeah. But
Yeah.
I'm just
So
copying what you told me.
hey, listen, I could
I'm a
drop it
great
in the,
mimicker.
I can drop it in the DM, but I think it's too big of a file to drop in the DM. So you guys send me your email. Just let me have your email.
Okay. Okay. So I could drop it in the DM, but it's too big a file. Send me your email and I will make it happen for you.
And what you do is you go create those pieces of content and you send them all of that. You send them all of that stuff. I don't care if it's 48 pages of a Word document. You just
So
want to go.
I could do a Word document. Do I need to make it all fancy?
No. Do you want to make it all fancy? How long do you want to wait on getting an
Oh,
email?
hell no.
No. So you
It'll
can
take
do it
me
over time.
forever.
You can do it over time. You can learn how to create a zip file. You can do all of these things. Right. And
Okay.
here's what you want to put on the bottom of every one of those pages. How about your coaching? Don't forget to reach out for one-on-one coaching. DM me. Here's my cell phone number. Put all of your put any simple contact information on there that you can.
Okie doke. Yeah, that would kind of be ridiculous that it didn't have that, wouldn't it?
Mm.
That's the whole point.
Let me send you a vanilla plain white document with no way to contact me or even know who it came from.
And this is something that I'm becoming really aware of, is that I am so in my own head that as much as I remember and where I came from and all of that, I'm right here and I only talk about right here. Mm-hmm. So that's going to take some really good practice. So the more I do it, the better I'll get at it.
That's it. And have fun with it. And you, again, self-deprecation, best kind of humor. I showed up and I went, oh my gosh, I almost got nervous that please don't. I hope he doesn't know I'm the only one here, that I'm early. And he goes, hey, hi, how are you? I'm like, oh Jesus God, what do I say now? Right? And you can take on those different personalities because they're like, oh my God, what did she do? You're trying to tell the story.
That'll be fun. I can tell a story.
Right. And then you always have the title, 48 pieces of content in 8 minutes. I didn't think it was possible, but it happened to me.
Well, in all truth, I never thought about it because is it possible?
Yep.
Yeah. Well, thank you.
Who
Thank you.
else
Thank
thoughts,
you.
comments? What did you learn from Louise's masterclass?
We can practice, Louise. I was on a call today and I did your thing there, Sean. And
Uh-oh, what thing do I do?
well, last night, you know how we talked about what was that? Okay, I said I know so what I do is I keep people on the healthy side versus the death side. And I said, and I got this from this world-class mentor that I was on a call with. And he said, do you want to die early or do you want to live longer? And I said, it sounds crazy, but really think about that. And they all went, it's like, okay, wrong room. They just didn't get it.
So here's how you might preface that. So here's how I because you guys know me, I could get away with that. But here's how you might preface it. Did you know in the Bible there's a phrase? Now, I'm not a scholar, but in the Bible there's a phrase, I set before you life and death. And you want to know what? We got the cheat code. We whoever wrote that part of the Bible gave us the cheat sheet. You know what it says next? I set before you life and death. It then tells us, choose life. Are you kidding? Why do we have to be reminded? And I think that's where this guy, this world-class trainer on wellness the other night I was listening to, and he said, do you want to die early or do you want to live longer? I mean, it's a simple question. It seems like a no-brainer, but if it says in the Bible, I set before you life and death, choose life. I got to ask you, do you want to choose life? I'm lucky that I get to work in that world of helping people who choose life to choose a good life. Yeah, I set before you life. I mean, come on. And it says it in the Bible. Listen, I'm not a Bible scholar. I don't know that I've ever read that passage, but you guys tell me. Does it say it in the Bible? For those of you that read it on a regular basis, I set before you life and death. Does it actually say choose life? And type it in the chat. Yes, if it says choose life. And you'll start to see people typing yes. Why do we need that as a cheat code? Who needs that reminder? And I think that's why he says, he kind of wants people to wake up. Well, listen, you can either die early or live longer. I said, I want to work with the live longerers. I don't want my next side gig to be a mortuary business.
Right.
That help?
Yes, it did. Thank you.
The girl.
It just stumped me because they all I thought their eyes were going to bog out of their heads.
Hey, listen, they're not going to forget you.
Probably. They'll probably think
Listen.
I'm crazy. Yeah.
You're good. Absolutely. That's awesome. I love it. I love when you can shock people awake.
And I thought of you and I wanted to laugh out loud, but I did. I said, oh my goodness. I said, now I know what Sean means when he says, all those things he says that, when you say, I'm weird, or what is it that Scott calls you?
Calls me a lot of things.
Yeah, when we were having dinner that day, and he goes, "Oh yeah, Sean, he's just anyway."
He's just
Yeah. So I'm
Cuckoo
saying
Cocoa Puff.
that realm of weirdness or crazy or whatever.
Yep. I kind of
okay.
got the market cornered on it.
Yeah. And I'm okay with it.
Yeah. I mean, you got their attention. It's right. And so the key is that when you have their attention, that's when you go, listen, I didn't say it. I'm just repeating what he said. My eyes did the same thing. I'm glad you heard what I heard. Right. And so you're putting yourself back on their page, on their plate.
Yes, actually, one of the girls reached out to me to book an appointment for next week for us to just
No, really?
Yes.
She probably wouldn't have done it if you weren't being a little bold like that. That's awesome.
Yeah.
What is a Fifi? I know. Who else? Thoughts, comments, questions, takeaways? Look at
Well, when you
W.
asked what learned from Louise's masterclass,
Yeah.
I'm going to say that I learned recycling content. I would never. I thought that would just be not just. I thought that would be an ongoing, never-ending, which I guess in a way it is. But if you have, say, 48 base pieces.
Okay. So
This-
how many times have you heard me say the same thing?
I don't know. I don't keep track.
But how many times have you heard the same thing and you're like, ugh, now it hit me different?
Oh, certainly.
So I say the same
more
thing
than I
all the
can-
time. I just customize it to somebody when they're having trouble with it. Right? I talk about Wellness World. I talk about Wellness with Diane. I talk about Pinnacle Moments. It's the same thing, right? When Selena gets on, it's about energy and it's a little bit more youthful in the dialogue. And I don't even know what I'm saying half the time I'm talking to her because I don't even know if she understands what I'm saying. But she's an old soul, so I can speak to that. Right? Danny gets on. I talk about other stuff, but it's the same thing. It's just it's one of the facets of the diamond. So it's all the same stuff. How many times have you suggested somebody use a similar nutraceutical to help with their wellness?
Oh, all
But
the
it's been
time.
in a combination. Sometimes you do it this, but you do this and this, it does something different, and you do this, this, and this, or you take that out and you do this and this, but you've got your quiver of solution. That's all email marketing is a quiver of solutions, the same thing over and over and over, because you've got to build your brand. And if you keep changing it, you just build your brand. Same content. Listen, I'm the wellness. You're not this, but for somebody else, it might work. I'm the wellness witch. I will make stuff up and heal you in a heartbeat. But you'll get known for it if you use that moniker. I'm the good witch, right? Even the good witch in Wizard of Oz, she was a witch, but she was a good witch. I'm the good wellness witch. Now, don't do what I tell you. I'll turn into the bad witch and I'll put a spell on you. Boogity boogity boo.
Hmm.
I'll give you breadcrumbs right into my oven.
Oh my goodness.
Who is that? Hans and Franzel? Hans and
Hansel and Gretel.
Hansel and Gretel. I knew it was Hansel somebody. Hansel and Franzel and Gretel and yeah.
Well, thank you for that. I mean, you put it like that, and it sounds so simple, and it is simple.
And they're gonna watch, right? They got to see it. Listen, could you imagine if you had to create new content, and the numbers are they got to see it 16 times? How are you going to get them to see it if you keep creating new content?
That's a little overwhelming.
Yeah. So just tell the same thing over and over and over and over and over. McDonald's, sells hamburgers. I saw somebody had a biscuit and a big old bullfrog called, I tried the McRibbit.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Who else? Thoughts, comments, questions, takeaways? Take with you.
And I love what you said about changing it because you say the same things, but you tailor fit it towards
So,
an
Roz,
individual.
your mic is going through something other than your phone
Yeah.
because it sounds a little muted. I can almost hear you.
Let me change.
Is that better?
Yes.
Okay. So I like what you said. I love what you said about changing the content to fit the individual. Like when you say you said the same things, you say the same things, but you tailor fit it for each person, which is that like you talked about the other night when you read being like a chameleon to be able
Yep.
to reach, different people.
And part of the being like chameleon is that there's not a question somebody asks that I haven't already said the answer to a dozen or 200 times. So the chameleon like is to be able to adjust saying, it's not their fault, it's my fault. You don't fire the ball players, you fire the manager. So if you ain't getting it, it's my fault, not yours, because the beatings will continue till morale improves. Isn't a good philosophy. So I do my best to find the thing that is most present currently in the now for you and adapt. And that's why I can tell us, that's why you can give me a word and I can tell a story, a 5-minute story about yellow. Whoever, I think Selena gave that word the other day. It's because I need to hear where you're at so I can give you directions. Because imagine if every time you talk to me, I gave you directions from Phoenix, Arizona. Because I like Phoenix. I don't like Phoenix, but I mean, let's just say Las Vegas. I gave you from the Bellagio. Every time somebody said, hey, give me directions. Okay, what you want to do is you want to go out of the Bellagio and turn left. You're like, I'm not even in Vegas. What are you talking about, the Bellagio? No. This is how it works. And it's exactly the perfect directions from the Bellagio, but it's not the perfect directions for you.
I love that.
Right? If I said I want everybody here at the house, the next 10 people who get to the house, I'll get you $1 million. You'd say, give me direction. What would be my response? Where are you starting from? Right? Imagine if you you say, well, it's 16 hours from my house to Sean to the ranch to Rocky Creek Ranch. What if you got in the car and drove 16 hours in the opposite direction? And you're like, but I wanted to go see my aunt before I went to the ranch, and I can't believe I missed out on $1 million. What were you thinking? You drove 16 hours and you're nowhere near here. Some of you have put decades in and you're nowhere near your goal. until you get clear about it. We call it get serious about it. You're serious about going the other way 16 hours. Get clear about it.
Thank you, Sean.
Understand the rules. And the rules are you need people, period. You need people, period. Say, I need people. What can I do to get people? Go hijack a bus. None of you are getting off unless you buy my flagship product. Okay. They may cancel before they get it, but some might try and go, oh my God, I was held up on a bus and told I had to buy this stuff. Greatest decision I ever made.
I love it. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
You're welcome, welcome, welcome. Who else? Anyone else? Thoughts, comments, questions, takeaways? The whippoorwill is going right about down there. The whippoorwill. What is it, PC?
That view is something else.
It is kind of cool, isn't it? And that's all the garden. The big tall ones are tomato plants. There's some squash down there. Those are Brussels sprouts right there. The greeny, kind of white greeny leaves. Another tub full of tomatoes, and there's watermelon and cantaloupe growing. We got to plant beginning of July. We got to plant pumpkins, and we want to try to roll them down the hill there. I mean, not roll the pumpkins, but grow them on that side so that people can come take photos of them. That's our goal, is to have all of that, and they can come sit in the pumpkin patch down the hill.
What is the arbor for?
Well, Michelle said, I guess we could take those out because they were supposed to be, we thought, for vining, things
Yeah.
that were vining. Well, Brussels sprouts don't vine, and squash doesn't vine, and the peas that we put in that we thought were going to vine down there didn't come up. So
The snow peas. Snow peas are really viney.
yes, but they didn't.
They didn't cooperate. Okay.
Yeah, we didn't get a chance to have snow peas. We had 6 heads of broccoli. That was kind of cool. That's in those right there. Those are broccoli plants right there.
Cucumbers too. It might be too late for that, but
Yep.
cucum-
No, we didn't do this was the first time we tried this. We did about 6 plants over in the dirt over on that side over there before, with Dubby sleeping. Dub. Hey, Dub. And so this was the first year we went and got compost from our friends, and so next year this will be probably twice or 3 times as big.
And so just between the end of your lanai and the start of the garden, is that just a walkway, or is there more garden there?
Nope, just a walkway.
Oh, cool. Really well planned. That's awesome. Man, that's nice garden.
Yeah, so we may put another one, come and there, do another 4 feet here, still have this walkway down right along here,
Mhm.
and a walkway between them. And we might do another one on the outside. But we do it here so the dogs can keep the bunnies away.
Nice.
But they don't look like they're really too active to keep the bunnies.
They're just a threat lying there.
Say, hey, Dub.
Hi, Debbie. Aw. What a life.
Not too shabby. Okay. All right, my misfits. Thank you. Go have an amazing evening. And
There's my tent.
we'll see you all. Yeah. That's all the way up.
Thank you, Sean, so much. Yes,
Thank
there
you.
it is.
All right, everybody. We'll see you in the morning.
Okay,
Love
thank
you
you.
bunches.
Love
Love
I'm
you
your
all.
head break training, garden bearing misfit. I'll see y'all where.
The next
next
event.
Event.
Events.
All right, everybody. Go have some fun. Thank you, everybody. Fiona, say goodnight. Say goodnight, Fifi.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night,
All right,
everyone.
you can say goodnight too.
Love you all. Have a good night.
All right, everybody. Bye for now.
Thank you.